All right, stick around and I'm going to show you how to make this amazing mushroom skillet. All right, so what you'll need is you'll need some cremini mushrooms, as many or as little as you like. The mushrooms taste absolutely amazing. So if you are a mushroom person, add lots of mushrooms. This is just one package from like our local grocery store. I think these are the creminis. You'll just need 1 tablespoon or more of whole grain mustard, and this is whole grain mustard with garlic. You'll need 3 garlic cloves. And this is a ½ teaspoon of each of oregano, thyme, and basil, and I put salt and pepper in there. You'll need 3 tablespoons of butter, some amount of chicken thighs. The recipe does say skin and bone in, but we do no skin and no bone. And then you'll need a cup of chicken broth, some heavy cream, and some Parmesan cheese, which is back there. So let's get started. Alright, so in our skillet, I've got it heating up right here. So I'm just going to melt 2 tablespoons of the butter. Maybe a little bit more. And then we're going to cook our chicken. So I'm going to let that melt. Cook this up just a little bit, and then we'll start getting the chicken in there. Alright, so our butter is melting, so I'm going to add the chicken. If you are doing skin and bone in, you would just do skin side down, which I'm not, so I'm just doing it what the skin side would be and doing that side down. I think this is going to be 6 pieces. Yeah, 6 pieces. You can use regular chicken. Whatever. I'm going to cook it on both sides for about 2 to 3 minutes. And I'm going to salt and pepper this just to give it some flavor. Alright, so now the chicken is cooked, and I'm just going to set this aside into a little pot. You don't have to cook it all the way through. The recipe does want you to do it in the oven, but I don't do it in the oven. I just do it only stovetop. Alright. So, I'm going to melt the rest of the little butter, and then we're going to add the mushrooms and the garlic. Alright, these mushrooms smell amazing. You see how beautiful they look? Oh, so good. And it's going to get even better. So you're just going to cook these for about 5 or 6 minutes, and just until they're, cooked and the garlic is nice and cooked. I'll try to get it all on one level. I got these awesome spatulas, from Bed Bath & Beyond. They are amazing. They have tons of different kinds. Alright, we'll let that go just for another minute. Alright, so now I'm going to sprinkle in my oregano, thyme, and basil, and salt and pepper. Stir that up. And then we're going to pour in our cup of chicken broth. And the way I do this is totally different than the recipe link, but you can do it either way. Works both ways. Alright. Put about half a can in there. Alright. We'll let that come up to a boil, and then I'm going to add the chicken back in. Alright, so now we're just going to add back the chicken, and I'm going to cover this. The recipe says you're going to put it in the oven for like 25 minutes or so, and I'm just going to do the same thing that's just on the stove. So I got it up to a boil, and I just left the juices in there because it's just a bunch of fat from the butter. Alright, so we're back up to a boil, so I'm just going to cut this down to a low and get my lid. Alright, so it's been going for about 15 minutes. My timer on my my stove, which is went off, so I know it's been about that long, and I took the lid off just a few minutes ago just so I can try to reduce down the liquid. And so in about 5-10 minutes, maybe 5 to 8 minutes, I'm going to add the cream and the mustard and then let it simmer just for a few minutes. And that's simmering. We don't want to boil the cream because we don't want to separate it. So I also have pasta all ready to go. We eat it over pasta. You can just do it by itself, over rice, mashed potatoes, whatever you would like. But it's almost ready. Alright, so we've got that slowing down. I'll turn it all the way down to low, and I'm going to add the mustard. And the smell of it with that mustard is amazing. So sometimes I'll add just a little bit more mustard if, like, I don't know, something about the smell of it. It just smells so good, and that mustard makes it amazing. So I might actually add another squirt. I get mine from Kroger. This is the kind we had. They didn't have it without garlic, but it's still good just like this. So you could do less garlic, you know. Ooh, got it everywhere. If, got it on my finger. If you're not a big fan of garlic, since that one had garlic in it, it's up to you. Alright, now that that's simmered down, we've got the mustard stirred in. Now I'm just going to add the cream, and the recipe does say 1/4 of a cup, but just like, you know, chocolate and bacon, you don't have to measure cream. It's good no matter what. Right, so I'm just going to pour it into it's a nice cream sauce. Alright, so I'm just going to let that simmer on low for a few minutes. I have crescent rolls in the oven going, so once that's done, then I'm going to put the spaghetti on a platter and then pour the sauce all over it. So we'll let that thicken up for about 5-10 minutes. Alright, got it all. So it's all done and it smells amazing. So what I do is I make a little well, take some pasta with my tongs, I dip the pasta and then into the sauce and then put it on my plate so that it definitely gets covered, because that sauce is amazing. Then I'll just top it with a chicken or two and some mushrooms. I'm the only one that likes mushrooms, so I will eat them all. Okay. Now you can take a little bit more sauce. Just pour it over top. Alright. Alright, doesn't that look amazing? It is so good. Definitely give it a try, especially if you're a mushroom lover. The mushrooms are amazing. You can definitely omit the mushrooms if you want to, but it is so, so, so good. So the link in the description for the actual recipe that you can follow by, or you can do it this way, which is still very easy. And I hope you guys enjoy. Bye, guys.